Do they defer it once a year?
Just because usually it's education based and there's much going on during the middle of the summer.
Let's try this again.
All right, thank you very much. Should be back.
Okay, not sure where we got left off with the online. I'll back it up to reports. Superintendent's is deferred. Mrs. Herman's is deferred. Ms. Campbell is deferred. Special education director is deferred. Even though the report is from it is deferred at this time. How are we looking at staffing wise?
And hopefully they're going to approve the two positions that Paris that I hired, and I'm still shifting some things around a little bit as far as teaching staff goes.
Okay. Hopefully, we're starting to get a better idea of what the caseload's gonna look like this upcoming year and planning accordingly. Native American report is deferred. Moving on, approval of regular school board meeting minutes for June 23rd, 2025. Looking for a motion.
Make a motion.
A motion by Eric,
Second.
seconded by Corey. Any discussion? The regular school board meeting minutes for June 23rd. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Looking for approval of the special board meeting minutes for July 21st, 2025.
Second.
Motion by Eric, seconded by Corey. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? On the new business, state trust fund loan.
All the documents for the approval of a loan. You can see, they asked for, information on there in regard to disbursement. I did talk with Debbie today, looking at the full amount for disbursement on September 30th. We just discussed that in terms of cash needs, and then you can see the credit. They asked for that, before a certain date in 1889 and then after a certain date in 1889. Included the map, and then the board, if you were to go forward with this to vote, you would vote on the resolution form A. So typically you would read that resolution out loud and then get a vote. And then we record the vote, and then we can do that. And then form B, obviously you need a clerk signature on that. And then form C, also a notice for the clerk, and then there's a petition period. And then if you were to look at this and approve it, the copies of these resolutions would go to State Trust tomorrow and Department of Public Instruction. And then I'll work with Debbie at that point. But resolution A is the resolution you would read aloud.
So I'm understanding this correctly. So is this for $2 million or
Yes.
is this for the 2.0?
No, it's for 2
071. Okay. Maybe I'm at.
That was the.
That was short term.
That was a short-term lending. This is the loan from,
Just want to make sure
Yeah.
I have.
So I mean, I can read if you want me to read it out loud or.
So the 30-day petition hasn't started until after this.
Right, after this goes, then the 30-day window, we believe it starts tomorrow, even though we don't have it in the paper, we'll post it in four different spots, and the clock begins running tomorrow, is that?
Okay.
So on the page.
page 5. The debt that we already have, does it
Yeah.
not, the short-term borrowing, does it need to be on there? And can you remind us who the Associated Bank?
Thank you.
That's what before,
Was that for the last rep, the building?
that's what I'm guessing is for the last referendum.
Short-term borrowing does not need to
The
be.
short-term borrowing is not on there, okay, but the Associated Bank, the 3.4 million, was that for the building, the 2019 building? Okay,
And that was
That was
what,
referendum.
that was what the referendum got, or that's what's left? That's what's left? And then the community bank, that's the playground.
Yes.
So that's what's left, we pulled some up.
Correct. That's what's been pulled out.
And Shell Lake is for the new referendum, so some of that should be pulled out for these projects here.
Okay. So. I'm just going to go ahead and read this for Form A. The resolution of the school board authorizing the loan. Resolved that we, the members of the school board of the school district of Siren, Wisconsin, duly assemble in meeting according to the laws this, the 29th day of July 2025. Approve and authorize the application be made by the president and clerk of the school board to the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands for a state trust fund loan in the amount of $2,000,100 for the purpose of financing operations. The loan is to be repaid within 10 years from the 15th day of March preceding the date the loan is made. The loan is payable in annual installments with interest at the rate of 6% per annum from the date making the loan to the 15th day of March next and thereafter annually as provided by law. Be it further resolved that there is leveled on all taxable property within the school district of Siren a direct irrepealable annual tax sufficient in amount to pay the principal and interest on the loan as they become due. Be it further resolved that we, the members of the school board of the school district of Siren, Wisconsin, do not intend to use our exemption authority within the purview of section 16.12 12E2G Wisconsin statutes for the application of this loan. So at this point, the question being upon the adoption of the foregoing resolution will be taken by a vote. And says ayes or noes, but we should do this individually with a yes or no, being it's a resolution. Put forward to the board at this time. Does everyone have any questions before we take the vote or any further discussion before we take the vote?
Does that mean we don't pay it? It goes on the taxpayers? Is that what that means, right?
Say that again?
If we default on the loan, it goes on the taxpayers to pay for it?
I'll have to get back to you on that. I don't know that that's the case. It could be, but I think that means that it's levied, that we are using levies for our funds to support our district financially. But I will email the group on that.
Yeah, that we're going to pay it back using the tax burden that we levy is, yeah. All right, there's no further discussion. Take a vote on the resolution at this time. Eric, could you take the vote, please, as the clerk?
You can just follow this.
Follow
Yep, this,
that. President,
yes.
treasurer,
Yes.
clerk, yes. Polly,
Yes.
Katie,
Yeah.
Jamie,
Yes.
Yes.
Let it be known that there was one member not present at this time who did not vote. And let it be recorded that all other members voted yes to passing this resolution.
Tom, just a note of clarification. So the originals have to be sent back with the seal on them. Okay, and we have them for signature.
Yeah,
And I- So say that out loud.
Oh, well, we just asked Katie and Tom and her to stay behind after the meeting was done so that we could get the paperwork signed. Very specific places to sign in, and so Laura will.
anything else before moving on to the next item? All right, next item, 2025-2026 academic standards / educational options.
Just a yearly report, that addresses our educational options in school. Excuse me, it follows board policy 43.4. It's just something we need to present each year and remind all stakeholders of what the educational options are within Siren schools.
Twenty 26 academic standards.
Second it.
We have a motion by Katie, seconded by Polly. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? School garden removal. Katie,
Discuss again, and I don't know if we need to make a vote at this point for the, I think it's gonna happen again this year, but in the garden with the kids this summer. With Phoebe and Bessie and we able to take it out. Haven't had someone to reliably manage it since. It was.
and I know part of the purpose of bringing it forward to the monthly meeting was so if anyone from the public would have some sort of express interest in helping with it or revitalizing it, tending it, we'd be willing to listen to that. But at this point, yeah, I think unless we get a volunteer of some sort, we don't have many other options other than removal. Unfortunately.
And I like the idea that trees or something, we could put potentially some food related item in there that still would maybe serve a more educational purpose for the fall time of year. And those things would be ripening then.
Mhm.
Opposed to things in the summer.
Should we put it out to faculty to see if there's a need or use before we?
I'm totally fine with that. I mean, if someone-
Yeah, I would like to delay this vote until next month. I just want to put it out there so the public is aware. It's
Yeah,
not,
reach out to staff. It doesn't hurt to ask staff. Maybe there's someone that wants to do something. I mean.
I do love the idea of the autumn harvestable trees. So who knows, maybe someone would want to donate some as well.
Sometimes NHS takes on projects.
Yeah.
Or science class, maybe.
But if nobody knows about it, then nobody volunteers sometimes. So hopefully we'll get some interest for it. Thank you, Katie.
Brought back to the committee of the whole next month or the regular meeting next month.
If we get any interest expressed towards it, I'd like to see it at the committee of the whole next month. Otherwise, if we don't, then we'll just bring it to the monthly meeting and decide from there, I guess.
And, I need to send an email out or?
No, I was gonna go ahead and do it. I don't know how that looks like this time right now
Right,
with staff, but I will try.
All right. Moving on. Policy 532.42 uniform service leave. We went over this at committee and looking for a motion to approve.
Policy 532.42.
Sorry.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Eric. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passed. Okay, the next three items all involve the same person, but we have to do all three of them separately. First is the accepting of the resignation of middle school teacher Ryan Jansen.
I'll make a motion to accept Mr. Jansen's resignation.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Eric. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion to accept the resignation of Ryan Jansen from assistant football or high school assistant football coach.
Make a motion to accept the resignation of Jansen with high school football coach.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Eric. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Resignation of Ryan Jansen from open gym duties.
Motion to accept the resignation of Ryan Jansen from open gym.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Eric. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The next two involve the same individual, so we'll have to do the same for those. Looking for a motion to accept the resignation of middle school, high school teacher Jackson Gerber.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Corey, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion to accept assistant baseball coach resignation from Jackson Gerber.
I'll make that.
Motion by Corey, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Now looking for a motion to hire 5 through 12 instrumental music teacher Kristen Schultz.
Make that motion. Second.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Polly. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Looking for a motion to hire paraprofessional Samantha French.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Eric. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Looking for a motion to hire paraprofessional Michelle Punzelin.
Make that motion. Second.
Motion by Jamie, seconded by Polly. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Looking for a motion to hire JV volleyball coach Taylor Weigert, sorry.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Eric, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion to hire eighth grade volleyball coach Ashley Stryker.
I'll second.
We'll go motion by Jamie, seconded by Corey. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, moving on. Meeting calendars. The proposed right now is August 18th for the committee of the whole. Does that work for everyone? Okay, we'll go with that. Committee of the whole be at 5 p.m. on August 18th. Next, the regular school board meeting, Monday, August 25th. 5 p.m. Anyone have issue with that?
Not saying not to have it, I may be like.
Oh,
I might be
okay,
coming back.
okay.
Be here. I may be slightly late.
Maybe slightly, got it.
Nobody else has any other issues? Then we'll go ahead and make the August board meeting for the 25th at 5 p.m. That might have been the easiest one we've ever done.
Thanks for jinxing us now.
Well, you know, it's school year is gonna start and it's gonna get all
It's gonna get.
convoluted. And I'm really hoping we have our special meeting within the next 2 to 3 weeks coming up here in regards to the budget. Which will,
Prepare to August 4th, and then I'll have.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, because we gotta get things situated. Board members just be paying attention to emails. We'll make sure that text goes out as well, so we get on that. All right. We got to approve the bills for cycle of June 19th. 2020.
I have some questions.
Do you want to approve it or ask questions first?
Well, it doesn't matter. We can do questions first. Fine.
I just have a couple. So, and Paula, you may know, what do we pay? What's the tribal, the Head Start?
That's for the shared 4K kids. We contract with some of the school districts in our district, and then they pay half of state funding back to us. So they don't see the kids necessarily, the special ed kids, they do some. But the other kids like,
So I'm confused. So
We get aided for the kids and we split it with
the state, so so the Head Start doesn't get it directly from the state. It comes into
Right.
our school district and then we, oh, so it's.
otherwise the district wouldn't get anything for them. This way the district gets 50%, we get 50%, and we serve the kids.
Well, you're making me confused.
It's a good option.
You're, well, she's saying we, and I don't know if she's weeing the school or
Oh,
we.
no,
the Head
sorry,
Start.
sorry. The school would get no funding if they didn't have a shared contract. with
Okay.
us.
Okay,
So, and like next year when we have 4 kids, that'll make a big difference.
okay. Yeah, I was just
When their 4K is so low.
confused by that. So I was like, well, the parents choose where they, but okay, so it's like
Yes.
a win-win. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Seeing that amount, it's like, that's something like, and knowing where our budget is, that's like, I mean,
That just
honestly,
means they get that.
it's not something where. And then I just want to double check the baseball gear. I'm assuming it's coming out of baseball funds. They did some fundraisers. It's not. I think, sorry, I marked this because I didn't write my notes earlier. And then just the Northwood Tech thing for the one, I think he's gonna be, it says contracts, so that's just the schooling that students currently taking?
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't come here, he's doing it like online, but we're covering, kind of like I talked to you guys before about some of those seniors. You know, I don't wanna say the student,
Right.
okay,
I
I'll
would say
assume that
correct.
it's
That would be correct. No one's coming here from.
north, okay, we're just covering
Yeah, I
that,
can say
and it
for
wasn't,
sure.
okay,
It's-
okay, thank you.
Okay, I have some questions here. The Siren Police Department for 950, that's listed twice. Is that the grant thing? And did they get paid twice or was
No,
it?
they only got paid once. I need to set it up so the boys actually show up on here, because they're not.
Okay,
Well, wasn't one of mine? No.
well, it does, but it says it in 2 different.
Oh,
spots.
Well, and then there's 2.
It
Was it
has a
2
check
different-
number 75200 and it has a check number 75139, but that one is voided.
are they different dates?
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so one is voided, one is not. The dates on the checks, are they different?
No, never, I was just
Okay,
wondering here.
because yeah, they are. The other thing is, what is Wisconsin, is WASPA the Principals Association? What is that? WASPA?
Okay,
It's Wisconsin Association of something, I'm assuming. And it was 1,290.
okay, you know. Membership.
Well, there's a school district administrator,
That
so
would
they're
be our-
2 different organizations.
Yeah. That would be, I guess that would be our second.
Yeah, represents.
Okay, so
school.
that's like their union, right?
It's their national, it's their state.
Oh, it's for weekend, what it's for.
That one's for weekend? Okay. Active Internet Tech, Blackboard K-12. Are we using Blackboard actively in the school?
We use Blackboard for our all calls and school.
Yeah, when I,
Okay, so it's not
Right.
Blackboard like a college class Blackboard,
Correct.
it's a different Blackboard, okay.
Yes.
AWSA renewal.
Principals Association,
Okay, why are we paying for Principals Association?
because it's in our contract.
Okay, that was the answer I was looking for. Okay, because teachers pay for their own association, and that's why I wanted that clarification. So that is a part of your contract that you signed. So that's a 2-year membership that we were obligated to pay again this year. Okay. WASB, is that also a contract?
that's the school board association.
Yes, it is. Is that in your
It's
contract?
an annual, it's an annual dues paid. Yes.
Okay, so I had asked for a public request for records on that and the district had spent $17,000. So this is an additional $10,000 on top of that.
That was for legal services, which their hourly rate is less than.
Well, legal, it says was $324. Board docs annual renewal was $3,000. Civil rights training was $495. Policy resource guide was $2,500. Office prep time for the siren training was $390. And membership dues were $3,500. So it's not.
That's all those things you said, there's a.
But the other portion that we paid earlier this year was primarily legal.
I'm not sure what portion, we did pay significant legal fees.
So we've paid $30,000 to the Wisconsin Association of School Boards this year, close to.
I don't know.
But do we have other, some of the other legal, was that 17,000 that we paid earlier? Is that wasn't just to Wasabi for legal, I think there was
I don't know that.
other lawyers involved with
Okay.
some of that
No.
legal fee.
Because legal is listed separately on the budget. And legal on the budget was already 42% overspent. So then they switched apparently and started using WASB's legal because it was cheaper.
No, I think we had to use both,
WSP legal first, typically,
but with
unless
the,
there's a significant issue, then we go to a third party
And we-
attorney, or if they recommend, we do that.
and did we have to, because there was a.
We had to
that was
because of the
settled.
situation that we had, because WASB doesn't engage in that, because I don't know the conflict of interest. We did go to a third party legal firm on that.
Yeah, because I knew the school district has its own legal firm in addition to this.
But it's considerably more costly to
Yes.
use them.
But
And typically, WASB
WASB,
will answer questions.
Right.
at
but
rate.
they say the district has to have their own.
Yes, I
Yes.
mean,
That's what they told me.
when we get into situations, yes, but typically we go to legal or WASB first, because usually it's cheaper.
Okay, so that's 27 plus thousand. WSMA. Is that the music association, and is that for dues to participate in things like solo ensemble and stuff? Okay. Thank you. This is the first time I've gone through the whole thing because there's been so much to learn since April, so I appreciate that, and I know that we use an awful lot of acronyms and people aren't always sure what they mean. So I just want to be clear if somebody asks me that I know what I'm talking about.
And you can always come in too, like if you just wanna make an appointment, come in and talk any of that stuff, you're welcome to do so.
Yes. I'd rather have it be a member of public record.
Right, for sure, but I'm just saying, if you have questions, have a dialogue, and welcome to do that.
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve paying bills April, June 19th.
I'll
Second.
Holly's got it.
Motion by Katie, seconded by Polly. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? I appreciate the clarifications, and I think we can all agree that we get a bit of a acronym overload when it comes to school stuff, so it is good to get clarification. All right, Items for board signature. Guessing you handled whatever you could beforehand. Okay. At this time, looking for a motion to convene into closed session under Wisconsin State Statute 19.851 C, E, F, G to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. Considerations of financial, medical, social, or personal information, and to confer with legal counsel who is rendering oral or written advice.
Ms. Waterman.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Jamie, seconded by Katie. In this closed session, we're going to be discussing a boys basketball update, which I believe will fall under C and F. We'll also be discussing a hiring of a middle school, high school science part-time, which will fall under C and F as well. A hiring of a middle school football assistant coach falls under C and F. Maternity leave request, which falls under C and F. And resignation of high school sped teacher, which falls under C and F. Any further discussion on this before we take the vote?
Tom, I just didn't know. Is it okay, Brad?
Yeah, right, it's good. I got one thing added on top of that.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I think it's good.
Are you okay with that? Are you guys okay with it?
I'm
And you're gonna add something?
I'm just going to give you an update on another situation that you had to talk about today.
Okay, if there's no further discussion,
We gotta take roll.
yeah, is
We gotta take roll before she,
Eric, take the roll.
Holly,
Yes.
Katie,
Yeah.
Jamie,
yes.
Tom,
Yes.